And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the semi-finals of the 2019 YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this first of two matches, we have Lithium2300 going up against TeamSamuraiX1. I have no idea what either of these players are playing, but with us for this electrifying commentary, we have a veteran now, I can call him, the one and only MBTYGO.
The prodigal son returns. Are you tired of me yet?
Of course not.
So already I'm seeing 41 cards, which is just a hallmark to fantastic ratios.
Well, at least it's not 60 like Jamie, so, I mean, we don't have to worry about that in a non-grass format. Oh! Okay, so, one thing we should comment is that both of these players have played completely, like, rogue tier 24 decks for the entirety of this tournament. And, they're in the semifinals. How do you feel about that?
Well, if there was ever a group of individuals that I thought would never buckle to meta pressure, Lithium and Team Samurai they're the two.
That's fair. I mean, in all fairness, yeah, they both have, you know, their own respective tops playing non-meta decks in pretty much both applications. But Magical Musketeer Starfire with the Pot of Desires follow-up, which means he's going to be able to get the Caspar out of the deck with Starfire's effects. Sam with no response on the Desires. And Ties of the Brethren! Oh my god!
So that's what I was upset about. I saw the Starfire normal summon and thought, well, that's a shame. It means there's not going to be a Ties activation this turn. But nope, he's got everything.
Oh my god. So now Ties of the Brethren is going to go ahead and grab Kid Brave and Doc. So then if cards are played in those respective zones, Doc, I believe, recurs from the graveyard. Kid Brave, I believe, is like a trade-in.
Right, it cycles 2 cards.
Yeah, and then Caspar gets to add because he played that Ties under its column, so he's going to add the counter trap. And this is probably as good as it gets for Magical Musketeer openings.
I'm pretty sure that telegraphs a, what's the name of the English version? Desperado is the only thing I've ever heard it called, because routinely you prioritize that over almost everything else.
Oh, no.
And here it is. Ladies and gentlemen.
With Eyes of Blue for the normal summon. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We have BlueEyes and Magical Musketeer for the semifinals.
This is a world championship quality deck. That's certainly a little more powerful.
That's true. And this deck dodged the ban list. Even though it won Worlds.
Oh my goodness.
And
Where's
wow.
Konami?
We got some pretty strong follow-ups here. I mean, Lithium with the Ties and now Team Sam with the 1-for-1 here, pitching the White Stone. So
I do like the decision not to Dead Man's Burst this. I think there's probably more important things to hit later on down the line.
Of course, absolutely. Especially with how prone that BlueEyes is to bricking, I would agree.
The deck is, what, about 99% spells and then 1 glow-up bulb?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, all the monsters basically count as spells anyway, and then BlueEyes might as well just be like a test print card. So.
And here's where you make needle fiber. I've seen this before on YGO Pro.
Revealing the BlueEyes 4 alternatives that is going to be played in Caspar's column.
Excellent.
All right, so here we go. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to see an activation here from Lithium.
Desperado.
It's going to be Desperado. And there it is.
Hey,
it's Desperado. So, you know,
Desperado.
Gotta love that TCG naming.
America, get better with puns. You are lagging behind every other nation in the world.
So the BlueEyes alternative is going to be sent to the grave. There is no chance for activation because it is an ignition effect, and Caspar is going to get cross-domination because it was triggering Caspar's effect.
What I absolutely love about Magical Musketeers is when it was released, people kind of wrote it off because the spells and traps weren't particularly relevant. But as effect negation has become a premium in terms of hand trap, cross-domination and like cards are pretty sweet.
So here we're seeing Team SamuraiX1 use Sage's effect, targeting his own Sage to special summon a vanilla BlueEyes out of the deck. And he's just going to go to battle phase to try to run over that Caspar. This is not looking good for Sam here, because all he's going to be able to do is just make like a Dragon Spirit of White, and that's or not Dragon Spirit of White, BlueEyes Spirit Dragon, excuse me.
Oh shoot!
That's assuming he even gets that. That's assuming he even gets that far. But
I'm going to have to ask an extremely noobish question. Are you allowed to activate cross-domination on a non-effect monster?
It says target one face-up monster on the field. Also, it has its effects negated. It doesn't say...
It's not conditional, right?
Right, because doesn't Widow Anchor specifically say target one effect monster?
Right, Widow Anchor and Oh, what's the name of the card? Infinite and Permanent say that, but Lost Wind doesn't, I believe. Everyone in the comments, please sound off about how much of an idiot I am.
I'm sure they will. Don't worry. I'm used to it at this point. So we see Link Kuriboh being Link summoned from the Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb going to re-special summon itself, milling the alternative White Dragon. And now we're going to see Spirit Dragon come down here, presumably. And there it is. Remember when this was like the best card in the format for like 2 weeks?
Oh, for like a really, really unfortunate time in my young, nubile, burning abyss playing life.
That's unfortunate.
So this is interesting, but unfortunately really doesn't stand up to Lithium's board. I mean, the man has 5 cards in his hand,
Yeah.
and effectively the ability to recur cross-domination as often as possible.
Right, and not to mention he still has, I was going to say, there it is, the last
Yeah.
stand. So that's the perfect opportunity to negate it, just because he's taking such a minus there. Unless, I mean, his last card could be pretty good, but Doc is going to go ahead and recur the Desperado.
Mm-hmm. As expected.
1 set card. What would that be? Blue Eyes doesn't typically play traps outside of, like, Solemn Strike.
Oh, it's 100% a trade-in. Using my Blue Eyes.
I mean, it very well could be. I mean...
I've been in this situation before. Thankfully for X1, the ability to tag out and just immediately go into Azure is pretty good against Desperado.
But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be enough considering the amount of just raw card advantage Lithium has. He's going to probably be able to out no matter what Sam does at this point. Unless that back row card is just, like, the best card in the game, which I don't even know what that could be at this point.
What is the absolute best card it could be? It's got to be Raigeki, right?
And Lithium had that too. Oh! Okay.
Okay, please explain this card to me.
So... Ultimate Creature of Destruction is a... this is from the White Dragon Abyss. I believe it's that new Blue Eye set. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that's where it's from. It doesn't really, like, do anything here, I think, but it's just funny to see that Sam is playing it. All it basically does is just allow you to, like, make one of your Blue Eyes, like, unaffected by being destroyed, I think, and, like, unaffected by card effects, so he gets to, like, save the Spirit Dragon. So that's really all he gets to accomplish. I guess that's, like, okay, because he doesn't have to tag it out or anything. I mean, actually, he couldn't, because it would still get Raigeki'd anyway. Azure would have to trigger on a separate chain.
This card is extreme BDE. Is Blue Dragon energy. Look at this. I mean, this is a card that is certainly worse than probably about 15 other individual cards, and here it is, putting in work here.
Only in the YugiTuber Grand Championship do you see these high-quality cards being played at such an elite, foolish level, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, this is interesting. We're Desperadoing what, to trigger Doc?
Well, and supposedly this is still on the same chain, Lithium
was
saying. So he's going to use Desperado. Yeah, so now the Spirit Dragon is just going to just fall, and now he can go ahead and he will trigger Doc in a separate chain once all that resolves.
So at the end of the day, Lithium does accomplish what he wants, which is to bait out the activation of Azure.
Correct, because but the interesting thing is here, even if he tags out Azure, Azure won't activate until it's the chain would start anew. So it wouldn't even get any protection from anything. Although Sam could be tagging it out here. I think they're trying to make sure they're figuring out how the chain works here.
Right.
So Raigeki would be chain link 1, and then the ultimate whatever of destruction chain link 2 to protect. Then Desperado chain link 3, and then I think Sam is doing Spirit Dragon is chain link 4.
So as you explained, that is going to be it.
That's going to be a scoop phase, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that's going to be.
Wow. 1 minute you're winning worlds, and the next you're losing to a deck that doesn't even have its best card yet.
Yeah, that's true. You're referring to the Link monster, I believe, correct?
Oh, goodness. I am not looking forward to losing to this deck 9 rounds in a row.
That card is insane. Like,
it's frightening.
All right, but Sam gets to start this turn, opting to go first, which is, kind of weird for Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes kind of wants to go second, but in this particular instance, I don't think he can allow Lithium to have that big of a start completely uninterrupted. He is going to get the Veiler here, which could become relevant. Gets Foolish, though, too, which is pretty good.
Name to me the most powerful board that Blue Eyes could assemble turn 1. Is it Hope Harbinger Pass?
I think it's... it's been a while since I haven't played Blue Eyes since, like, pre-Master Rule 4.
Wow.
I think, it's been that long. So, like, it can probably make Harbinger possibly with a Spirit Dragon as well. But, like, even that's not that, like, threatening.
Well, sometimes Azure is good enough, I suppose.
It
Here's
could be.
Spirit.
I mean, oh no. Bingo
Ooh,
Machine.
bingo!
So Bingo Machine is basically like a spellbook library of the Crescent, I believe, for anyone who used to play back in the spellbook days. He reveals 3 cards, and the opponent randomly adds one, but he's going to reveal 3 copies of Ultimate Creature Destruction, so that is going to his hand.
I love that Bingo Machine is like $30 as well, because if you're playing Blue Eyes, your brain is already so spongy you have no concept of money.
And that's all Sam's going to do. He's going to Spirit Dragon with Ultimate Creature of Destruction, presumably in the back row. We know he has a Veiler in hand. Maybe he just has 3 Effect Veilers. Maybe that's how he wins.
For what it's worth, Effect Veiler is pretty sweet against Musketeers.
Yeah. It's possible. They typically only run 1 copy just to search with the Sage, but, I mean, who knows? This is, it's not exactly like meta that we're looking at here.
Musketeer, I mean, especially normal summon reliant any hand that doesn't include ties or Starfire. So, man, I mean, negating the cast bar or something just seems so good.
What I think's so funny about this is that whoever wins this match, think what they're going to play in the finals, because both of these players have only played, like, ridiculous decks up until this point.
If you make it to the finals playing this type of garbage and then you, like, pivot to Sky Striker, you are dead to me. Lithium, if you're watching this video, please show up with something awful. Get me like Ojama Dark World. I am begging you. Play Grinder Golem. Get it unbanned.
So we see a Kid Brave, not a Caspar. Kid Brave being normal summoned, and then a Thousand Eyes Restrict being summoned off of Instant Fusion in that zone.
This is odd. Obviously asking for cost is correct, but I'm not sure if you want to Veiler this Kid Brave. It doesn't actually do anything particularly important, and there is 1,000 eyes in the extra monster zone.
He is going to Veiler it, though. But again, this could attribute to my theory that maybe he has 3 Effect Veilers.
The 3 Effect Veiler theory.
Who knows?
Lock in your bets now.
All right, so Kid Brave got negated by the Veiler, so now I guess Thousand Eyes is going to go ahead and come down here.
And that'll bait the Ultimate Creature of
That's
Devastation.
true. That protects it from everything. I forgot. So that's why. So that's why Sam wasn't worried about that. That makes sense.
Right.
I thought it was just destruction because we were dealing with Raigeki. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
How foolish of us.
While it's in the graveyard, you can, if you normal or special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So it kind of like has a Salamangreat Roar recursion type thing. That's kind of neat.
It's like Roar if Roar was literally about roaring.
It's like Roar, but like 50 times worse.
Yeah. When you think about it, all cards are just Roar adjacent. Cards fall into 2 qualities.
It's like if you combine Ego Booster with the recursion ability of Roar, I guess.
See, when you say it like that, it sounds really powerful.
Yeah, but then you realize it's Blue Eyes, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Trade-In is just Startup Engage plus Foolish Burial when you think about it.
But Lithium just passed. He didn't really have much else to do, but, I mean, granted, with Magical Musketeers, it's okay to have a hand like this, because he does have the one monster on the field.
Right, of course.
Return of the Dragon Lords, though, on the alternative. Remember when this was, like, the most feared card of this deck? Because it's not once per turn. Oh my god, this card is just amazing.
I still fear Return of the Dragon Lords. People would, like, Foolish Burial goods it against me, and I'd have a conniption. It's protection! How do you out it?
Man, so we see alternative going to attempt to pop Kid Brave here. And we'll see if there's any response. Lithium thinking about it.
If you've got a trap, use it now.
I was going to say, he could... Well, he could... What's the trap that gives it protection?
Oh, oh, gosh. We're digging deep now. Is it Bloody Crown? Or that's the new
Again, you're
one?
thinking of the OCG names, so... But we have... Cross Domination is just going to negate the effects, so...
Good enough, yeah.
I think Cross Domination is probably the better card here.
Certainly. I also hope we get to see a Kid Brave activation because, yeah, this hand looks miserable without it.
So he's going to pitch Doc, get a couple new cards. Hopefully that helps refresh Lithium's hand here. I don't even know who to root for at this point. Like...
I mean, I want to root for Musketeers just because I think it's such a fun, innovative deck, and I have been inundated with Dark Magician propaganda for the past several years and can't stand the sight of Blue Eyes. But at the same time, a Spirit beatdown is pretty hard to root against.
So Sam taking a moment to think here, consider his options. He's going to pitch Sage, targeting the alternative. So he's going to just go into a vanilla Blue Eyes here. So this is going to be his potential to get some damage in. He does have to play through the Link Karibo.
And this, at the very least, wipes the Kid Brave, which is about the best you can hope for, provided that Lithium didn't draw into a Cross Dominator. Or not a Cross Dominator, a Desperado.
Or the, isn't there the other one that also, like, pumps their attack as well?
Is that Nervous something? Nerve Agent? What's the name of the card? We'll just edit it in post. Make me sound like a genius when you're editing this, please.
Yeah. And so we're going to see Ultimate Creature of Destruction trigger its effect. So we are going to have that reset. And Sam's actually kind of solidified here. Spirit Dragon's still on the field. He has that to protect either one of his Blue Eyes cards at this point. Lithium doesn't look like wacky. He's got much going for him.
Yeah, I think really only a ties from here could really even advance the board state. But I mean, even then, it might not be enough.
Lithium
it's
taking
so little, so late.
Okay, Starfire. So
that's a start.
That's a start. Desires. Okay.
Okay, resolving Caspar is really important. So, this is a step in that direction.
We'll see if anything prompts from Sam here. Looks like he's going to let it go. So I'd say probably no Ash in hand.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Is this second Veiler being activated?
So Caspar is out on the field, primed and ready. I think if there's any way this is going to go back in Lithium's favor, it's going to be on the back of this Caspar, but we'll have to see.
Oh, certainly.
He is up a game, though, so he doesn't have to sweat it too much. All right, so going... Uh-oh, here we go. So he's going to attack into the Spirit Dragon, so this could allude to a potential Cross Dominator. And Damage Step, Cross Dominator, here we go.
There it is.
Yep. But he's going to go ahead and
use Destruction.
Yep, there it is. So he's going to be able to protect
on Blue Eyes.
Oh, interesting. Oh, but yeah, Lithium pointing out he did say Damage Step. Yeah, I was about to say that as well. So he could use it, next turn potentially. But so now Sam's thinking because he did let that go to damage. Okay, he's going to banish Return against such a powerful card.
All this just to get Return.
But that does trigger the Caspar. So that's pretty significant. He's going to get the Desperado.
Mm-hmm.
Now
it's much less powerful when you recognize really all it's likely to do is bait out that trap, but still maybe pretty good.
Does Lithium have 2 copies of Desperado in his hand now? Because I feel like he searched another one.
This Caspar is the first search we've seen, I believe. Everything else has been Kid Brave activations.
Oh, that's true. I mean, no, he didn't use Doc. Oh, maybe I must be thinking of the previous game.
Yeah, he discarded the Dock to Kid Brave because the hand was like 18 monsters and no hope.
Lithium thinking on how he wants to sequence things here. It's the Ultimate Creature of Destruction makes this difficult because it kind of blanks that Desperado in a way.
I can't believe that we're actually watching a scenario in which UCD is both relevant and game-winning. This is what this tournament exists for.
Exactly. To put on the greatest spectacle of us making full Super Poly! What?!
Oh, what's the target?
Oh my! What's he gonna...
Dragon with our Starfire. Calling it now. Okay. Anything, as if you could respond.
Okay. There you go.
And there it is. Oh, beautiful.
Wow. Spirit Dragon getting cleared. But that's all Lithium has. He still does have the Desperado in his hand.
Sorry. No problem.
Wow, no one saw that coming. Blue Eyes coming in to attack into the Caspar. Now, this is definitely going to prompt something here.
Yeah, I think we are baiting it just because you need to get the search while you still can, even if all it does is flip the trap face up.
I agree. So he's going to go ahead and do that. He's going to get the search. Fiendish Deal is the name of it.
There it is. Bloody Mask of Dealing Fiends.
That's such a great name, too. That's a shame that we got another completely ruined...
Fiendish Deal is really the name in OCG. I'm thinking of a completely different card.
Oh, okay. I thought you were thinking... Okay. Well, it's still a good name. I just thought the other name of the other card you were thinking of was much better. Oh, Glow-a-Bulb. Okay, so we're going to get to see another Spirit Dragon here. He's going to make Link Karibo. He's going to go ahead and mill. Mill's an Ash. Okay, so that's good information for Lithium. He now knows that Sam is playing Ash, which typically Blue Eyes does.
There are good cards in this deck somewhere.
3 of the 40.
41.
Oh, I mean, I guess Return's good, too. So 6.
Yeah.
So Spirit Dragon coming down again, and that's going to pass. So, I mean, we've pretty much achieved, like, parity at this point, because we're kind of at, like, essentially the same place we were before, where Spirit Dragon is still lingering and threatening to tag out into Azure and just kind of start snowballing things for Sam here.
This is frustrating. What do you need here?
Ooh.
The second super polymerization?
Well, he has another cast bar. That's a good start. And he's going to go ahead and play Fiendish Deal directly from the hand.
Right, excellent. But the issue with Fiendish Deal is that it eats that zone.
So he's going to get cross domination. Is he going to try to just attack over the Spirit Dragon at this point? I mean, is that...
It does set both attack and defense to 0, which
Yeah.
I suppose is relevant.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe this is his best play here. So this is tricky, though, because of, like, the damage step. Because, like, if Sam doesn't let this go through, Lithium can declare damage step for cross domination. But if he tags out, then Lithium can just use it on the Azure. Oh, but does Azure's protection affect... Oh, no, he can just chain it when Azure Eyes uses its effect and negate it anyway.
Right.
So I think it's a no-win situation for Team Samurai here.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I think Sam might have just realized that was the case. So damage step, Spirit Dragon is going to fall, and Lithium, just like that, has I wouldn't say he has control, but at least he has like board presence relatively by comparison.
Oh, this deck is so frustrating. One cast bar just makes all the difference in the world.
And if there's a card to top deck, switching the zone.
You gotta play around the impermanence in the stolen
he has the last stand! The blowout! The last card in Lithium's hand. But the thing is, can Lithium close out the game? Because there's plenty of revival cards in Team Samurai's deck that he could just easily come back from. So
it's still just Musketeer. It's gonna take about 13 turns to win the game. If you normal summon Megalo Smasher X, I don't think they can out that. Oh, wow.
Okay, so Mud Dragon and Caspar getting in for their second series of attacks here. And
The
Lithium
3-turn clock.
Lithium setting every card. This is Team Samurai's last turn. If he cannot, he gets a bingo machine.
Leave it up to chance, baby. Let's see that dead man's burst.
Okay, so he's got to pick 3 cards here. He has that specifically list BlueEyes BlueEyes Monster or Spell and Trap that lists BlueEyes White Dragon. So what is he going to go for here?
Well, I know what you'd go for in Duel Links, but I think you have a higher card quality in TCG.
I would hope so.
Well, based on this game, I'm not exactly sure.
Vanilla. And alternative. Oh, man. Here we go. Is it all going to come down to this? It's a 6!
That is an alternative.
Okay, so this could be good. He's going to shuffle those cards back into the deck. The question is...
the last card of BlueEyes.
One
it's
for one.
1 for 1.
Okay. If there's a last stand here, the game is just over. Soul Morning!
Oh.
That's even more painful. Oh my
Ouch.
god. Lithium with the 2-0 with Magical Musketeers, going all the way, the first finalist, playing nothing but Rogue the entire way. This is what the YugiTuber Grand Championship is all about, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in the second semifinal match.